now for something completely different. Thought we'd have a look at the Bathurst Mt Panorama circuit in the lead up to October's Bathurst 1000. We just pulled away from the famous Panorama Cafe, hot chips on the passenger seat. We're heading down to the circuit. This video was shot in late July, roughly halfway between the Bathurst 6 hour, which was at Easter, and October's Bathurst 1000. So the track hasn't been used for racing for about 3 months, and the preparations haven't begun for the October race yet. The circuit is a public road. It's two-way, and it's a 60 kilometre speed limit. It's not unusual to see highway patrol enforcing that speed limit. So we'll take a left-hand turn here onto Panorama Avenue, around the roundabout the National Motor Racing Museum off to the left, and onto the circuit. So this is the runoff for the final turn. Got some slow traffic in front of us, so we'll rejoin. So as we head down towards the final turn, or Murray's Corner, National Motor Racing Museum is on the right hand side. That's the runoff where we entered the track. So the finish line for the race is just under the bridge there. But of course we're still driving over the grid, and the start line is halfway down the main straight, or the pit straight. As I said, it's a two-way road, so we've always got to be mindful of that. Around turn 1, Hell Corner, there's a few different stories about how Hell Corner got its name, but back in the old days they used to do a lot of motorbike racing at Bathurst, and there's some suggestions that it got its name from some of the antics that happened in that first corner on bikes. So we're heading up Mountain Straight. You can see some marks there on the tyre walls on the left and right hand side of the wall. There's a big crash in the S5000 race last year, I think. Heading up to turn 2, Griffin's Bend, big tyre barriers on the outside of this wall, and there's been some big crashes. Cars coming out of the pits in the 1000 where they haven't bedded the brakes properly. They've gone straight into that wall. I've heard a couple of international sim racers refer to that bend there as Quarry Bend. I think there is a quarry or an old quarry used to be on the left hand side, but I've never heard it referred to as quarry. So coming up to the cutting, and the elevation here is pretty significant, and particularly with the old cars back in the 60s, little minis and things, you would have noticed coming up through here. So through Reed Park, Sulman Park. And you'll hear a lot on the telecast talking to drivers. They talk about Metal Grate, which is just there on the right hand side. And under the tree on the left there is a parking area if you want to do the boardwalk across the top of the mountain. McPhillamy Park on the right hand side. Huge camping area during the major races here. And now across into Brock's skyline. There's a well signed wall on the left hand side there. A lot of people leave tributes to the great Peter Brock. Into the S's, we enter into some really blind turns down into the Dipper. And make our way on what during races is pretty much a single lane until you get down into the braking area here for Forest Elbow. And a brave braking manoeuvre will get you underneath a car. Dick Johnson went off into the trees during the top 10 shootout off the right hand side there back in 81, I think. And now on to Conrod Straight. Which again, the elevation change in the middle of the straight is surprising when you see it for the first time. Lots of signage on the grassed areas of the circuit asking drivers not to park or drive on the grass, and that's gone up during the winter months here in Bathurst, where it can get down sort of -6 or colder, sometimes snow. Often drivers don't listen, so it's not looking in great condition right at the moment. On the right hand side was the old Bathurst drive-in cinema. I think closed in the 1980s. And into Caltex Chase. Or the Chase. It's not Caltex Chase anymore. So this was added in 1987 to make it legal for make the track compliant, for the FIA when the World Touring Car Championship visited here. It's the Ridges Hotel on the right hand side and the entry to the pit road. Coming down to the important braking area for the final turn. And there we have completed a completely legal under 60 lap of Mt Panorama. So we'll keep checking in on what work's being done around the circuit. There's plenty of walls to be painted and things like that. There's a few concrete walls that have been rebuilt. The wall down here on the end, on the right hand side, has been rebuilt as we take the exit road and head home. Thanks for watching.